guidelines. Who's going to be on first? Who's going to be on first? There she is. Not crazy cat lady. She's first tonight. The Danish dumpling. She's with us. 3 o'clock in the morning. Carbon Polymeric Solutions. Let's choose my 1, 2, 3. Thanks for joining, people. It's Wednesday night live. Use a lot of numbers. Toot toot, my lovely. Toot toot to you, baby. CM. Brian Munch. Carolina Pines. DT997. Edgar Allan Ho. Hank Aaron from the grave. Madre somebody. Use a lot of numbers. K Loves 2. Good evening, Edgar Allan Ho. Mr. Red. Mr. Red. You remember who remembers Mr. Red? Somebody. Rico Chico. Small Biz Fixer. Bardoc's Giant Dong. What? Set something that said 24 Jamaica Queen. KD. Morrison. The house. Use a lot of numbers. Apolly. Use a lot of numbers. Micah Henderson. What's up, Micah? Oh boy. Edgar Allan Ho. Are you being funny? Because there's only a few rules on the train, and no preaching is one of them. You get this whistle if I catch you preaching, and the moderators will kick you off. Please don't take the jab. What's that mean? What's up, Colin Greer? Harry Inks. Bruce Dan, good to see you, buddy. Oh, please. Really? Why? I took it a long time ago.
They can't hear me, though, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I do have Atheist Animated. It's producer Jay. He's with me, and we are on YouTube via Skype tonight. So we are there, and we are on TikTok as usual, Wednesday at 8 o'clock. All aboard! Move to the back of the train, my friend. The great thing about a virtual train is there is room for everybody. 3AX, 3KX, use a lot of numbers. Brie Anon, G. Hogan, Salts, Remy Gomez, Faz 3, Brittany Paulson. Love you all. Becca Gordon. What's up, Becca? Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining, everybody. If you don't know the game, what's up, Kevin Rubix? How are you, dude? I saw you going live earlier, my friend. Thomas Train is confused, is he? Flabwa, William Fuchs, Melly Mel. What's up, Melly Mel? I'm pretty good, dude. How you doing, Kev? Ariel 9130. Kev is our moderator too. And again, if you preach on the train, you get the whistle, you get kicked off. We don't put up with that shit here. You're welcome to join us. You can be a Christian. You can be a religion of any variety. You can be a Muslim. You can be anything you want. Just don't preach. You know what I mean? We're not trying to get caught saying something wrong and banned again. Still on the shadow ban, I think. So do share the live if you give a shit. And I got Atheist Animated. If you haven't followed them, follow Atheist Animated. Awesome channel. He's Jay. I still can't figure out. I downloaded a driver. I'm so tech shitty. I downloaded a new driver for my Bluetooth, and it seemed to work, but it's not running my headphones, and I got here too late to figure it out. So I can hear him. And if there's questions on the YouTube, there's my YouTube camera. He'll bring them up. And thanks, Nikolai Science. My guy. What's up, dude? Jack Ock. Brad Kugler. Stabs All Visions. Aunt Lydia. Jay Fuzzles. Thanks for joining, everybody. Got the new trailer for Spider-Man. Everybody psyched for that? The new trailer for Spider-Man came out, and my son was like, "Did you see the new Spider-Man trailer, Dad? Oh my God, it's so exciting!" Doc Ock is bad. Somebody's name reminded me of Doc Ock. That's why I'm thinking of that. Nah, because every time I make an atheist video, I get so much hate. Hi. What is dogma? Yeah, dogma is a set of rules that religion lives by that are unchangeable in the face of evidence. It's just that's what you got to do. Dogma, right? Anybody can explain dogma better than that? That's what dogma is. And we don't need dogma here. Honestly, we don't like it. We're evolving away, all of us, from the need for God. And that's a happy thing about evolution. It's like as time goes by and we learn more and we become more highly evolved, the numbers are in, my friend. Religion is going away. The more evolved of us don't need it. It's not going to be a thing in the future. Cross your fingers, right? If you haven't followed Kevin Rubix and you haven't followed Non-Crazy Crazy Cat Lady, you need to go and do that. They are my moderators. And if I can figure out Nikolai, yeah, the YouTube is up. It's on. We're doing it via StreamYard, and producer Jay is there. Yeah, not soon enough, Jay Fuzzles. You're probably right about that. Not in our lifetime. But while we're here, we're going to do what we can to push it over the edge, aren't we? Frank Fagola, Atheist Sanctuary. What's up, baby? You love the headphones? I hate them. I wish I could see. We could hear Jay. We could all hear Jay if I get my speakers figured out in the background. But that's why I got the headphones on, so I can hear him talking to me on Skype. Jump Justin. Dogma: principles, rules laid down by authority is yes, incontrovertibly true. Incontrovertibly true. That's a mouthful. Nice word. Did you just look that up? You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is theology a valid subject? Well, of course it's a valid subject. They teach it in school. It's something that we have to live with. It's something that humans have been with since they invented it. It's a huge thing. I mean, why not? Why it's a valid subject. That's why it goes with philosophy, because there's nothing about it that we can call true. It's this esoteric study of the nature of our existence, really. And that's why it's, theology goes with philosophy in college, not science, because there's nothing you can experiment on, nothing you can point to as evidence, no empirical data whatsoever. It's all just ruminations of our highly evolved brains trying to figure out why we're here. What's up, Nana in Virginia? I think it was actually founded by a Catholic. What was? A lot of things were, you know what I mean? Hey, Legna Nomad, I'm doing pretty decent. How are you? What's up? Maple Leaf. We love Canada here. Yeah, it's all right. Work is stressful. Thanks, Atheist Sanctuary. Follow our girl, Atheist Sanctuary. They have a channel, and they're awesome. And they've spent a lot of time deconstructing from the J-dubs. Not a lot. Came out in a year, man. I'm always impressed by that. The J-dubs will fuck you up for life, man. If any of you are under the clutches of the evil J-dubs, I mean Jehovah's Witnesses, of course, get the fuck out now, and she'll help you. They will help you. Excuse me. Hello from CA. What's up, M1 Star? The Big Bang Theory, wasn't it founded? Well, it was first articulated by a Catholic priest, yeah. And the Catholic Church was responsible for education on a great scale for a long time. A lot of things were articulated by Catholics and other religious people because, church was where the school was, so, and again, Catholics, for all their faults, have been done pretty good with accepting science as things go, to try to stay relevant. And, that's what religion needs to do if it's going to stay relevant. So, yeah. There's been a lot of people are always quick to point out, some of the great scientists in history were religious. Yeah, so what? None of them today are. That's what I'm talking about.
Because they had a ton of money.
Yeah, right. They had a ton of the churches had all the money, and they were interested in the humanities and the arts and trying to educate certain people. Not everybody, not women, certainly. And but yeah, if you could go to a school back in the day that was run by the Catholics, you probably got a better education, than the peasants who didn't go to school at all. So yeah, there was a point when religion and science were closer together. Religion and education were closer together. I just found a pretty awesome humanist community in my city. Awesome people. What city is that? Legna Nomad. I'm glad for you. We're everywhere. The atheists, humanists, secular communities, little ones are everywhere in the country. They're all small, and none of them can really get together and do anything very big. They've tried a few times. I was involved in the last Reason Rally, and the Reason Rally before that was a pretty good attempt to bring most atheists together. But a lot of people just don't care. What's up, Ontario? That's where you're at. That's cool. If you like Frank Turek, the apologetics. Apologetics is just a stupidity to me. It used to be called freethinkers. Yeah, freethinkers to me is a shitty term. We embrace the term atheist because we need to run under one banner. And free thinking, I don't know. That lets the door open to all kinds of weird woo and spiritual people who believe in all kinds of crazy supernatural stuff, but not God, right? They don't want the authority of the church, so they call themselves a free thinker, and the next thing you know, they're bringing out the crystals. Somebody's always why are you Ryan Kloiber asks, why are you an atheist? Does it seem like every live I do, somebody gets around to asking, why am I an atheist? Why wouldn't you be an atheist? Have you seen something that's evidentiary? Have you seen something that's empirical? Have you written down or recorded some data that we don't know about that is evidence for God? No, there's no evidence that God exists. And so even if it does, we may as well proceed as though it doesn't. But since it's the most implausible solution, possible, yes. Possible, yes. Plausible, not very. So yeah, I'm an atheist because I have eyes and ears. But then what is your opinion on Ben Shapiro? Idiot. I'm thinking who's Ben Shapiro? I might have the wrong guy. Ben Stein came to mind, right? The right-wing dickbag.
Ben Shapiro's a right-wing dickbag too.
He's a right-wing dickbag too. Yeah. Atheism ought to be the default position. Well, it is the default position until somebody indoctrinates you as a tiny baby to anything else. If it weren't for that indoctrination, then religion would already likely be dead, because atheism clearly is the default position. Just read the Case for Christ. No thanks. What's up, Keisha Hendricks? 80. Good to see you, baby. Thanks for being here. I asked why God can't just show himself to everyone, and they said because then he'd be undeniable. Why does he want to be undeniable? What does that mean? Yeah, scummy Republican point talker. So I was right. Yeah, why is it Ben Stein, Ben Shapiro? Yeah, talking heads, idiots trying to get, ratings, right, by playing to people's fears. It's really all it's about. Like seeing a new color, belief in Christ is apprehended, not comprehended. Oh, okay. I'd like to see a new color. That'd be something real. Ben Stein, the Nixon crier. You did miss us last week, didn't you, Keisha? I was just thinking, where's Keisha been? First week of school last week was what? It's first week of school this week for my kids in the Carolinas. And I wanted to talk about that a little, man. It's fucked up when school starts before Labor Day. That should be a law against that. I don't get with that. Thanks for getting muted and blocked. Oh, and unmuted. Stabs at Visions. You all right? Cosmic Skeptic. Yeah, I have heard of Cosmic Skeptic, real, but I don't know anything about him. But I have heard the name. There is evidence that there is evidence that there was a creator. It's biology. No, there's not. You're wrong about that. Sorry. Good thought though. God bless you and grand rising to the spirit. What does that mean? No preaching on the train. Texas schools are fighting Governor Hot Wheels. Why do they call him Governor Hot Wheels? I want to be Christian, but can't take the existence of God seriously. Why do you want to be Christian? You want to be lumped in with those haters and those hypocrites? Why do you want to be a Christian? That doesn't make any sense to me. God is atheist. He has no God. Yeah. All right. There you go. Thank you. Goodbye, Godspeak. You live in a matrix of illusion, maybe, but it's a good one. Running Kind 66. If I don't give you a toot out, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I missed you when I was talking. Mark Kopecki, Ophelia Johnson. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. We got a few people on who just can't get it. Tell me how I'm wrong then. Wrong about what? Biology literally teach you about Darwin's theory of evolution. Yeah. I mean, get with the program. DNA and math proves a creator, and I am not really. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. If any of that were true, then every scientist would believe and every mathematician would believe, but it's not. You're reading somewhere something that somebody promoted, the acrobatics that they've done scientifically to try to justify their preconceived conclusion of a God. The evidence does not lead us to a creator. It's that simple. It does not. If you think it does, it's because you watched the wrong video. There's all kinds of people out there who think that, and there's all kinds of material you can read where people try to go jump through hoops, but all that does is point out the fact that their faith isn't good enough, their belief system isn't good enough. And the simplest thing to say to that is there could be 17 trillion creators, right? I know what you're talking about. We've seen all that bullshit, and people trying to be like, well, you do the math and you do that, it only really comes to a creator. No, you want there to be a personal creator. There could be 20 creators. There could be an oligarchy of creators. If you're going to use those philosophical gymnastics and scientific twisting to get to that conclusion, it still doesn't prove one. There's none of it points to one. It could be a board of aliens somewhere who sit in a room and make terrariums that spawn life, and that we're one of the microbes on a dust speck on a moss spore in that terrarium. Nothing about it points to one creator. This is all people's wishful thinking. The only one the flying spaghetti monster is a much better idea of a God. I am a deist and could be many. I don't know. Good for you. I mean, at least the deists, admit that God doesn't have anything to do with Earth anymore. It doesn't care about us. It's more philosophically defensible. It's still, again, it's just wishful thinking, because that's not where the evidence takes us. If it were, again, if that were where the evidence takes us, then every cosmologist, every scientist, every quantum mechanic would believe in God and would be out there writing papers about how. No, but they don't. The people that write those papers are unqualified apologetic fucks, or some janitor down at the church who just wants it to be true so bad that they looked into it and made up this shit. So if any of that were actually evidentiarily true, we would all know about it. They would teach it in school as fact. But like I said, theology is part of philosophy. It's not part of science, because none of it is verifiable, falsifiable, experimentable. None of it holds up to any kind of dissection whatsoever. Brett Spam, no preaching on the train. Thanks for getting yourself kicked off. I hope we were going real fast when you get shoved out that side door. Even Dawkins said it's possible. It is possible. I just said it was possible. It's also possible that the flying spaghetti monster did it. It's also possible that Russell's teapot is on the other side of the moon. It's possible that there's a God. It's the most implausible solution of all the possible solutions. It's also possible that a can of Windex came to life and fucking made the earth. What is with tonight? Did I get a crazy Wednesday? What about the unicorns in the Bible? The unicorns in the Bible? That's more evidence that they're not true. The Bible is full of stuff that is evidently not true or not evidently true. Thanks for the follow, my friend. Beer enjoyer. That's honest, my friend. He enjoys a beer. Thoughts about the niqab ban? I think it's good for identity security reasons after that incident. Who's got a niqab ban? I don't have any problem with that. If governments need to do that for security and safety, then I got no issue with that. Intelligent design God of the Bible. What? How do you explain all the contradictions in story? Yeah, how about it? It's also possible that the sun vomits planets out to create the solar system. Yeah, they pretty much disproved that that's what goes on. They've observed other solar systems, and no one's seen a sun vomiting. But I guess you're right; it's possible. There's animals that disprove God's existence. Yeah, animals don't need a God, do they? Funny about how that is. Greatest fiction cult book ever. Yeah, for sure. Somebody was going on today about how, God, who was it? I got some kid who's like an 11-year-old TikToker, and he's like, I've got evidence on my page. Evidence. I've got evidence. It's on my page. Again, really? I was supposed to take an 11-year-old kid's word for it because he posted a video that his youth pastor showed him? Why don't cutting-edge scientists believe in God if any of that shit added up? The fact is that you're not qualified. You're just a dude who wants God to be real, and your faith is shitty enough so that you have to try to prove it through science. Raelians believe that all religions are 100% true. Really, Ophelia? I did not know that. Raelians, don't those guys that killed themselves to get to jump to the spaceship that was coming by? Let me go through that, Jay. Isn't that who they are?
No, that was Heaven's Gate you're thinking of.
Oh, Heaven's Gate. Yeah, faith is something you can't prove. So if faith is believing what you know ain't so. If that gets you to sleep at night, then more comfort to you. Separate state from church. How about it, man? When is it going to actually happen for us in America, the first great secular constitution? We have no separation of church and state. They are inextricably intertwined. I thought new atheism died out. Yeah, it kind of did. I don't know. New atheism, old atheism, the new atheism movement. The movement died out because people got sick of half of them fell prey to Me Too, right? Half of them were macking on people that they shouldn't have been. They got busted out for that. And, it was just I enjoyed a moment in the sun. But atheism growing, not dying. Reddit atheist moment. Your worldview is just enlightenment bullshit. Yeah, the Enlightenment was such bullshit. Whether or not you believe does not eliminate the consequences. Yeah, there are no consequences because there's no one to dole them out. I'm not really for the spiritual stuff. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me either, but I'm happy for people if they are, and it keeps them away from dogma and from trying to enforce their religion on the government. Time travel will either be the end of religion or the completion of religion. Yeah, again, if they prove God somehow, we'd all believe. If they disprove God, there's still going to be some putzes who hang on to it. Oh, no, it can't be true. It's got to be God somewhere. There's still going to be those idiots. I believe in God and the Bible, but I still like you. Well, thank you. I like you too. That's nice. Just try not to be so harsh on Christians, please. Why? You need to be harsh on Christians. If you're a good Christian, like I think you might be, you need to be harsh on Christians, because Christians are fucking it up for themselves and for everybody else. You know, I don't have any problem with good Christians. Not at all. I just don't meet very many. Not really. Time travel happens all the time. Yeah, kind of. It's interesting to think about that, right? Every time you fly on a plane, you know, you travel in space time, right? You go back through the time zones. Remember when they had the Concorde before they got rid of it? You could leave London and get to New York before you left London. Just be a good and decent person. You'll go to a good place after this life, if there is a good place. There's just nothing after this life, man. Why don't people concentrate on making this life as good as it can possibly be? How about that for a start? A Christian literally said to me, no one saw the Big Bang happen, but Jesus' resurrection was seen. That's a good one. That's a good one. Was it seen? No, that's the issue. It really wasn't seen by anybody. They're like, oh yeah, there was eyewitnesses. Really? Eyewitnesses that were written about, 50 to 100 years after the fact. Somebody said they were eyewitnesses, so they're eyewitnesses. You have to be the biggest gullible putz in the world to believe anything in the Bible is true just because it's in the Bible. I don't know how you get to that state of innocence, of naivete, to believe that what was written about in Ezekiel is true because Ezekiel was a prophet. Any asshole can say they're a prophet. The eternal sleep sounds good sometimes, doesn't it? But why does eternal suffering exist in the first place other than to fearmonger? Yeah, I don't know. Eternal suffering? Oh, you like hell? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the stick, right? Christianity is entirely based off a book written by random people over 2,000 years ago. Oh, no. But each one of those people was divinely inspired by God. So, yeah, this kid is like, there's more historical evidence for the Bible than any other book ever written. You imagine thinking that? He's like, if you're not going to believe the Bible, you shouldn't believe any book. I'm like, well, I don't believe any book of fiction. That's why it's fiction. You know what I mean? And I'm skeptical about nonfiction. You want to be able to cross-reference stuff. And check it and have it peer reviewed and so forth. But yeah, that can't really happen with the Bible, can it? Do I have a theory on how the universe was created? Science has a theory. People who spend their entire lives who are way smarter than you and me have a theory about how the universe was created. We pretty much know that. What is the second law of thermodynamics? Can't remember. Thank you very much. It's been a while since ninth grade. Don't worry, God still loves you ever. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Real realtor. What good God would think anyone deserves eternal torture? None. Dangerous Crumb. Follow the host. Thank you for the follow, my friend. What do you think of all those fortune tellers on TikTok Lives? I haven't seen that. Are there fortune tellers on TikTok Live? How do they do their thing with you? They're like, have you seen that, Jay?
I think they tarot read usually.
Oh, they tarot read? So somebody like, I mean, if you could join the live, would you get? You couldn't get your fortune read, could you?
I think sometimes they'll duel, but otherwise, I think they just put out a general. They'll like pick somebody randomly from the comments and then do it.
Some idiot Christian keeps claiming that a law about energy disproves evolution. Oh my God! Why do people have such an issue with evolution? You can still believe in your made up God and accept evolution. We know that evolution happened. It's just you sound like an idiot when you do that. And I like. I'm all right with the people who have a vague idea that there's a creator behind everything else, but the denial of science that's become so popular is so dumb. Jonah, what's up? Jonah fucking Jones, SAFNJ. That's a hell of a handle, my friend. What's up, dude? If you and all these smart scientists don't have a better explanation, then I don't know, I'll believe in God. Okay. If you're that lazy intellectually, then you believe in God. But the smart scientists do have a better explanation. They do. It's out there. They know. I've had my fortune read on a live, and it was so cool, extremely relevant and specific. Okay, nice. Puppy Dog 29. Thanks for joining, my friend. Only thing worse than a god is so-called physics. So-called physics. We're really full of them tonight, aren't we? Yeah. Physics is just so awful. It's so much worse than a god that would send you to hell forever. Or let babies get cancer, or allow priests to molest children, or allow genocide in at the hands of Islam, or what else? Who's got something else? If physics is really a lot. It's just evil. That physics. God, I hate it when I throw something up and it comes down. It irks me. they have a book and read your fortune and stuff like that using the spirits and angels. They're probably making a bunch of cake, right? You know, there's no shortage of gullible people. Did you hear about the Noah's Ark theme park in Kentucky that got flooded? Did that happen? Did it flood? I mean, I know about the theme park. Oh, psych. She was trying to say psychics, not physics. I went off for 5 minutes about how physics is not as bad. But psychics, yeah, all right. That I could buy. Not believing in physics is not believing in math. Not believing in math is crazy. Yeah, see, I was wrong. She meant to write psychics, not physics. That's an easy typo. That's pretty funny. What's up, Ray and Mercer? What's up? Yeah, if you guys have questions, put them in the box, and I will. I'll get to it there. Mayonnaise with a bunch of S's. Natty 707. Ray and Mercer again. Game Changer 4. Ruth Chickman. Jacob Morton. Shameless 1. It's apparently it's Religion Wednesday here on the Atheist Underground. I'm like getting it coming at me from all sides, and not just the God believers, the people who like want to deny evolution and deny the Big Bang. That's just stupid. You understand that the Big Bang fits the experiments better than any experimented upon experiment has ever done, right? It fits the hypothesis, the data that they have measured, fits the theory better than any experiment that has ever been done. It's not in question anymore. The questions are deeper than that now. The questions are what happened before the singularity, what happened before space-time was created, right? And it's a nonsensical question because there's no before. That implies time, and there was no space-time. So this is what cosmologists are wrestling with, not how life started on the planet. We know how life started on the planet, not if the Big Bang is real. The Big Bang is demonstrably real. And when science discovers something that is so overwhelming that it changes their minds about the Big Bang, then they'll fucking they'll stop promoting that, and they'll add the new evidence, and they will assimilate the new evidence, and science will change. It's the beauty of science. Jesus loves you. He died for you. Turn to him and repent of your sins. They go, I have it. No, preach it on the trade. 358 goo. You might already be gone. Well done, though. Yeah, you really got me there. I'm a Christian now. Great job. You really did your job. Go to sleep. Happy tonight that you converted somebody. Squirf. What's up, Squirf? Mia89. Thanks for muting the goo. Katie's back. There is no preaching on the train. Is the paranormal real, like haunted buildings, etc.? Yeah, funny how that's only anecdotal. No one's ever been able to record it and verify it and study it and experiment on it. Until that happens, until somebody really writes about it and has a peer-reviewed study, then it's all just shit. It's all just selling, stories to people who want to believe that crap. And there's just nothing there. If there was, we'd all believe again, and they would teach it in school. Do you think there's an afterlife after death? Sounds like you mean, is there an after death? No, I think we just died. There's no evidence to the contrary, and it's since there's no soul and no spirit. And I watched a cool Sean Carroll that our buddy Nikolai posted. I think that was one of yours, Nick, wasn't it? The Sean Carroll vid about how if the soul exists, how does it get the knowledge from the physical mind? Because we know and we can see physically how the neurons do their things and how synapses create connections to create memories. How does that get transferred to an immaterial being? Like the soul is just an imaginary thing made up so that we have something to go to the afterlife. Because people obviously knew that your body didn't go to the afterlife. They could fucking dig you up after a few years and find your damn rotten corpse under there. So, everybody knows that your body doesn't go to heaven. So they had to make up a soul to go to heaven afterwards, or the whole thing doesn't make sense. So, what about reincarnation? That's a concept. Yeah, if it's real, if they ever are able to study it and verify any of the stories, but until they do, it's all just anecdotal evidence. It's nice to think about. I wish I could come back and remember what I know. Come back as something cool, taller, maybe a little bit taller. Do extremists have to do with religion? I met many that don't believe that. I'm not sure what that means, Brewston. Happy trails, Javier. Thanks. I didn't see you here before. Sorry to give you a toot out now on your way out the door. Thanks for joining. Enemy Brain. We got a lot of those on the show tonight. Enemy Brain. Nature Caris. What's up, Nature _Carries? Carrie S. Yeah, no, I'm happy I'm not really tall. I could just use a couple more inches sometimes, I think, but I'm happy being 5'7" or whatever the fuck I am and shrinking as an old guy. But yeah, tall. The world's not really made for really tall guys, is it, man? Beds are only 6 feet long, for fuck's sake. You are that blows. You are that blows what? A certain amount of you still exists after death in the complexity of social reality. Yeah, I guess so, right? You never really died, so the last asshole says your name. You are that dude that blows. Where do I get a whistle? I got mine on Amazon, unfortunately. You might be able to get one down at a hobby store that sells train shit, or Walmart. What's more evil, Walmart or Amazon? That's a quizzer. But yeah, it only costs like $7. And Al Capone, 420 Al Capone. He's a weed smoking Al Capone. I love it. What about TV Ghost Hunters? What about it? I don't watch reality shows, man. This shit bores the fucking living shit out of me. What's more insulting than reality shows? The way they're produced, right? You see the teaser, then you see it again, then you see it again. They like literally make a TV show for nothing, and then they got you sitting there watching it for a half an hour, and you've really like watched like 5 minutes of content. Reality shows trigger me, man. Life is too short to rot your brain on that kind of shit. Amazon worse than Walmart? Yeah, I don't know, man. Everybody says that they abuse their labors. You feel abused, Nick? Nick works for Amazon. Weigh in, boy. Do you feel abused, or is that just some of the people? Is that some of just the pickers that get abused, or do the office folk get abused too? Looking at the question. Don't believe what you see on TV. Reality shows. Well, they're scripted. They're not only there. It's not just they're really scripted so much as they're like people are directed and edited in a certain way. And you're like, you got to be the bad guy, so make sure you do this. So I don't know if they're scripted, but they're absolutely spun. To make it interesting for the viewer. So yeah, reality shows. I've watched very, very few reality. You don't watch The Bachelorette? No, I watch Bachelorettes whenever I can, but I don't watch The Bachelorette. No, never even seen it. What's up, agnostic atheist Ashton? What's up? I didn't see you here, buddy. Gallifreyan Storm, real elf can use a lot of numbers. I think Amazon's workers code is a copy of Exodus 21. Okay, can't remember what exactly is in Exodus 21. Like the TLC shows like 90 Days Fiance. Yeah, all that shit. Bravo, used to be like Bravo. They called it Bravo because they like replayed the best of entertainment, right? Really good movies and stuff. And now it's like the Real Housewives of fuckity fuck, and who cares? Honestly, and my ex-wife is addicted to them, thinks it's the greatest thing she's ever seen. Intellectually embarrassing. I've experienced dreams. I don't go on saying Santa Claus is real. Are you talking to HSJ, HJFG, KKJ? You got to go. Loneless, thanks. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. 77 Shaggy 777 join. You think the UFC reality show was any real? What UFC? Like the martial arts, the mixed martial arts UFC? Yeah, I think those fights are real. They're too boring. Mostly it's just like two guys laying on each other on the ground, right? I don't need to watch TV for that. I can go down to fucking one of these clubs in Chicago and see two guys laying on each other. I love trash TV to feel better about myself as a human. Yeah. All right, baby. I'll give you one there. MTV used to play music. Yeah, right. But you're old like me if you remember when MTV played music. And Sci-Fi used to play Sci-Fi. What do they play now, man? I gotta give it up though. Sci-Fi did come up with The Expanse, which is fucking fantastic. If you haven't watched The Expanse, the Noah's Ark Park sued their insurance company, saying their flood was not an act of God. Yeah, everybody wants to lean on an act of God until they need something different for their insurance needs, right? Fuck the Noah's Ark Park. What a ridiculous place. I'm embarrassed. Kentucky ought to be embarrassed, man. They're right up there, aren't they, Kentucky? I mean, what a beautiful state to be so populated with shitbirds. Every time I have one of those thoughts about what's the worst state, what's the most backward state, and what's literally the most Christian hick-ass, uneducated, dragging us into the dark ages state, the Creation Museum and the Noah's Ark Park, paid for in part at least by Kentucky taxes. keeps Kentucky at the top of that list. I gotta say, yeah, it's God until it's not God, right? Do you know about spirituality? No, no one does, right? It's so vague. What is that? I mean, it encompasses a million things. Yeah, people who want to believe in a higher power but not believe in God or religious dogma. Is that spiritual? I don't know. It just seems to be a catch-all. That's the thing. Kentucky's got like bourbon. It's got racehorses. There's like really, so there's elite people in Kentucky, highly educated people doing their thing in Kentucky, and great whiskey. And then they got the Ark Park. It's the Bible. It's the Bible. What Bible? Squidmatic. What's up, Squidmatic? Let's see you here. And see you join, my friend. Cog in the world. Amin Hawari. How are you, Hawari? Oh, Crazy Maniac. Cog is back again. Thanks for the likes, people. Appreciate all of you. I'm rolling back through the scroll here to see if I missed anything to talk about, but I noticed that another youth pastor got busted for setting up cameras to watch kids undress. Or is anybody surprised by that? You want to visit the Ark Park for a good laugh? Yeah, I think about going there. I think about going to the Creation Museum. But somebody says it's like really creepy. Like they have like guards with dogs that attack you if you make fun of stuff, because they probably had enough of that already. And of course, it's not like Disney where people keep going and they're adding roller coasters. Like once you've been to the Creation Museum, you're gonna go again, even if you're into that shit. You're gonna waste money and take your family again. So it's like sooner or later, how do you sustain an idiotic idea like that? When the patient dies, it's the doctor's fault, but when they live, it's God. Yeah, don't you love it? Wouldn't you love that if you were a surgeon and you just like went through like a 14-hour brain surgery and you saved someone's life, and then the family's like, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, Nick 22, what you doing? Oh, did you know God loves you? No preaching on the train. Goodbye, Nick. Ooh, that's some kind of scary looking icon you got there. Don't forget about our basketball cats here in Kentucky. Are you hating because we always whoop the Tar Heels? I don't care about North Carolina. I don't really care about college basketball that much anymore. I just don't have time for sports. You know what? I'm a Connecticut guy. Remember, Connecticut had their run, and it's still a pretty good program. But they were under Calhoun there. They were a premier program. So Kentucky, North Carolina, these guys. It's all big business, man. It's all about the money. College basketball, college sports. What an embarrassment. America should be about learning in college, and instead we got universities giving away degrees to kids just so the kids will come and play on their sports teams, so that this college can make money, and the student athlete doesn't get any of that. They're prohibited for it. It's a fucking embarrassment. All that shit should be clubs. Love him. Love who? Beer enjoyer. Most of the time they say the doctor should have tried. Does it when I blow the whistle? It deafens your volume. Which one? The whistle, the conductor whistle to get them off the train? I can believe that. I love when they reduce someone's success for the work of God and not that person's hard work. It happens to me, man, in landscape. I'm like, yeah. People are like, yeah, did you weed that garden today? I'm like, yeah, I weeded the whole thing for you. Thank God. What? God sent the weeds, Dick. I love when they reduce someone's. Yeah, thank you. It definitely does it. Sorry about that. I'll try to do it in the back. What do you guys got? Like, was like an automatic, like a gain thing that protects? I'm not sure I even have that on my computer. Tasty Tiana, what's up, Tasty? Shane Carberry, pothead with the O and the raised eyebrow. What's up, Temptress? The Balrog. My volume can't hear a thing. Sorry, man. It's a Balrog, an ancient creature of you shall not pass. That's what I remember about the Balrog. Do I think Jeff Sokol is a good person? Don't know Jeff Sokol. Haven't met him. And then they proceeded to cite an ancient Chinese flood myth as proof. Oh, we're chatting about whatever comes up. Thanks, Temptress. You got a topic? I can rant about it. That's what I do. I pulled up the thing here to see what else there was to talk about. And that that the Hillsong founder, the guy in Australia, like the prime minister in Australia, is a member of this Hillsong church, which is this huge evangelical church apparently in Australia. I'd never heard of Hillsong, but people, so Australians would come on and they're like, "Yeah, did you know our prime minister is a Hillsong member?" And like a fucking Pentecostal, whatever, creationist of evangelical boob. How does a guy like that get elected president of a modern country? I have no idea. But the Hillsong founder, yeah, got busted concealing sex crimes, like all religions do. They'd rather save face than protect the victims. Donald Trump is so religious. Thanks, Visual Possibilities. Yeah, religiously narcissistic, I guess. Yeah, who did a better job of pulling the wool over religion's eyes than Trump? He's a real, say what you want about him. He's stupid in a lot of ways, but he's got a real sense for how to take advantage of people, doesn't he? Feels real good at that. There are people who see demons at the corner of their room, so how can I deny their existence? Because people have mental issues. When those people are able to record those demons and have them studied, then we can talk. How can I deny their existence? Because other people see that. People see shit all the time that's not there. The brain can do powerful things to you, my friend. Didn't he hold the Bible upside down for a photo op during BLM? Yeah, I don't even know if it was really upside down, but maybe it was. Either way, I mean, it was just a shameless photo op where he went out and then had them tear gas protesters so that he didn't have to deal with anybody on his way to walk across the street to a church or go. Because the people on the other end of Fox News are going, "Oh, he's so pious. Trump is God's choice for president. So biblically, beautifully pious." Lots of demons in the BSU. What's the BSU? Boston State. What's BSU? I hate when Christians say if they're right, we wasted eternity, but they refuse to acknowledge the. Yeah, I mean, but if they're wrong, I don't know. That's Pascal's wager. Are we back on that? I hate when Christians say what? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, question on YouTube.
Oh, a question on YouTube. What are the chances? Lee Falcon, do you think it's a stereotype that atheists are generally bitter, or do you feel there's some truth to it? I don't hear that stereotype. I've heard people say that on these comment threads a little bit, but most of the atheists I know are fun-loving, beautiful, morally centered folk, and are happy that they left religion. They're not bitter. I don't really know where that comes from. Does anybody else think there's a stereotype of that? I mean, I guess anecdotally, you may have met bitter atheists, but I don't get that. I don't meet bitter atheists. I might be the most bitter atheist that I know, and I'm bitter about other stuff. I'm not really bitter about the fact that I don't believe in God. So I don't know. Maybe people can weigh in. Wait, I need to be bitter. Pass the memo. Infinite Rubbish. What's up, man? Yes. You need to be bitter. You need to eat babies. You need to. What else? What else do we do? What else what are stereotypes about atheists? That's a pretty good one. Infinite Rubbish. He's back on person 84. Use a lot of numbers. Thanks for doing. Sorry, Rob, helping a friend move some shit, or I'd be in here. I'm trying to get manage here. Add moderator. I made you a moderator, Nick. Sweet. I got it done. Thanks, man. That's all right. If you got to go in and out, I get it. Jeremy Kowalski. What's up, my Polish friend? Joss boys. Pompous, conceited, arrogant. Well, that's because we're smarter. Is it all axe murderers, atheists? Pretty sure that's like religious people are the murderers out there. I'm not sure there's a lot of atheist murderers. I think the traumatized ex-Christians that are now atheists can be bitter sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If you come from religious trauma, but then you're not bitter because you're an atheist. Then that doesn't go along with your atheism. That goes along with your ex-religiousness. But thanks, Keisha. You're right about that. I think maybe that works. What's up, man? Samuel Matthews. What's up with you? What did he say? We should start doing better at what? What was that about, Jay? You there?
Yeah, I forgot you can hear me. Nick shared the YouTube video on on Facebook.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, and thanks. We appreciate it, Nick. Join us on YouTube if you would, please. Go to the subscribe button, hit the thing on the bio. The link on the bio has an Instagram camera. You can follow us on the grams. You can follow us on the tubes. Hello, sir. You look beautiful, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Donkey Kong. So do you, man. I'm a little sweaty, a little misty tonight. I think the idea that religion is responsible for war is B. Do you agree? I think most wars are. Yeah, I heard some kickback. You mean BS? I guess you mean religion is responsible for war is BS? No, I think religion and politics, they go hand in hand, and they're yeah, some of them, and some of them are outright religious. There have been plain old religious wars. You know, Muhammad converted the peninsula to Islam at sword point. This is recorded history. You know, that's the only reason he made war on those other tribes was to convert them to Islam. So, yeah, I mean, I think you can always blame it on politics or money or power. But religion is often, it goes hand in hand. It's the excuse, it's the reason, the manifest destiny. We're given this power. Jesus must be on our side. Let's go take over a poor country and convert them. Yeah, the Crusades existed. Those were wars that were specifically because they wanted to recapture the Holy Land for Christendom after Islam. You know, the Muslims took over Jerusalem. It's a sense we have not a third eye. We have not a third eye, my friend. How can we have no morals if the story of Adam and Eve is true? They ate the fruit of knowledge. I don't know. The story of Adam and Eve is not true. It's a moot point. Dad was an atheist. He loved rituals, sociology, anthropology. He liked being culturally Jewish. Yeah, I think most Jews do like being culturally Jewish. That's why they identify as Jewish, even though they're atheists, most of them. But yeah, I like rituals, and not so much rituals, but sociology and anthropology is absolutely, completely interesting. Velvet Plank 45 stabs at visions is back. Space Force Cyber Surety. What's up, Space Force Cyber Surety? That's an awesome name. E-Man. J Forest 72. Thanks for being here. I am J13. What's up? Who else has got something for me here? Yes, I was saying this. That is a rebut to Christians saying atheists have no morals doesn't make sense. Yeah, this is the stupidest thing. But Christians want to talk about getting their morals from God. What, the God of the Old Testament who has no morals? Is the most immoral, unsavory creature in all of fiction. I don't get that. Thanks, Stabs. I appreciate you being here, buddy. Hey, Christians, why do you care about atheism so much? It's funny how they join the lives, isn't it? I don't go on any Christian lives telling people to be atheists. I don't do that. But Christians will come on our live and ask why I'm obsessed with God and why I'm obsessed with proselytizing atheism. But we're here minding our own business. We're not on the Christian live. If I wanted to do that, I'd go on a Christian live and go, God doesn't exist every time, and how many times have we had here tonight? Jesus loves you. You know God loves you. It's okay. You know God loves you. I don't go doing that on Christian lives. And maybe some people do. I think Atheist Troll might do that. I mean, if that's your thing, but honestly, most atheists could give a shit to go on a Christian live and try to convince people not to be Christians anymore. If you're already deluded, then that's your business. We're trying to get it out of government, man. We're trying to get it out of fucking people's schools and get it out of our children's mouths because the rest of the neighborhood has to fucking talk about God because it's so pervasive in American society, man. That's all. Keep it to your fucking self. That's what you need to get to sleep at night, then go. We just want to believe or not believe what we want. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Samuel. Appreciate you. Says keep up the good work. I'm glad anybody thinks it's good work because we're in it to we're in it to win it. We're not going away, and we are here to help the rise of non-religious people in the country. And believe it or not, we are on the rise. In God we trust. On our money, get that off. Yeah, we do have to get that off the money. I feel like that'll probably happen. It wasn't added till the 50s. I feel like in money we trust is at least more realistic, more truthful, The people who say they love Jesus, they love money more than they love Jesus. You know, they ignore the part about, you know, it's easier for a rich man to fit through or easier for a camel, right, to get through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get to heaven. That's Jesus, you know, but none of them care about that part. They're like, oh, no, no, no. If we love Jesus and love God, he'll make us rich. It's our reward here. And it's just like, it's just ignoring. It's ignoring ignoring your own mythology. I like to have an open mind and hear other people's perspective. That's nice. It's nice to have an open mind. I know that. And remember, folks, don't indoctrinate your kids. Yes, absolutely, don't indoctrinate your kids. Problem with having an open mind when it comes to religion is we give religion a pass. Religion gets excused from things that you would never excuse other entities for. Religion somehow earns respect without having earned it. People demand that you respect religion when religion literally doesn't respect anything. Religion doesn't respect atheism. Certain religions call for the death of atheism. Why would I respect that? The danger in being so open-minded that you're just willing to listen to anybody's belief and give it validity is that all of a sudden you've got religious exceptionalism, and we can't stop crimes from happening because it's their firmly held religious belief that they don't have to give medicine to this transgender person. It's their firmly held religious belief that they don't have to give medicine to their child because they're Christian scientists. It's their firmly held religious belief that they can take over this other country. All this shit happens because nobody will say no to religion because it's religion. Oh, it's somehow sacrosanct. We have to respect it. It's just so bullshit. The time is over for that. The time to question, ridicule, and mock religion is upon us, and I am its prophet. I respect you, and I'm a Christian. Thanks, man. I respect you for saying that. That's nice to hear. Selfish over selfless or shellfish. Yeah. You're banned? Black Atheist Rants, you're banned, bro? What's up for being here, Black Atheist Rants? My guy, I was wondering where the fuck you been, man. Here, I'll do Black Atheist Rants for you, man. Man, fuck yo God. Right? See what I'm saying? Fuck yo God. There you go, buddy. I did you one, man. That's too bad. What did you do to get banned, dude? At least you're able to watch. You're able to be here. You like that? That's good, man. I love your shit. Honestly, I do. I miss you. It's too bad you're banned. If you're not following Black Atheist Rants, find this dude and follow Black Atheist Rants. I find what you do to be amazing, man. And I guess the way you talk about God, it's probably not surprising that they banned you. These fucking assholes on TikTok. I've been banned for saying shit that I don't quite say it like you say it. But here's a guy who's got it straight, man. He points out the hypocrisy, the inconsistencies in religion, and I love it. Go follow Black Atheist Rants. Dude needs more followers. And write a letter to TikTok. Would you tell him to unban this dude, man? And quit being so fucking bigoted against atheists, man. It's just it's awful. The more we know, the more we realize how little we know. Yeah, it's true, man. Not really important. What's up? That's it. I'll give you one. Black Atheist Rants gave me the brown arm up. Churches should definitely start paying taxes. They are completely political. Yes, if they make money, they should start paying taxes. I drive to Tennessee. I drive to Kentucky. I see churches that couldn't pay a tax if they had a fucking extra penny on the floor. They're so poor. There's nothing but the poorest people in the world. They're barely staying afloat. You know, they're still talking shit and they're still promoting Trump. But, you know, if they're not making any money and they're basically in the red all the time, you know, I'm all right. I'm all right. They're fucking mega churches that are like pulling in money, hand over fist, bilking people, lying to people, and then charging them money for it, and then getting up there and going, yeah, vote for Trump, vote for Trump, vote for Trump. Yeah, you fuckers need to pay taxes. Wash yourself in my female blood and rejoice. Be glad. Dingleberry Slip. That's the awesome new name. Have not heard that username. Love you for having that name. I would absolutely wash myself in your female blood and rejoice. Why'd you block her? Was that bad what she said? Especially the Mormons? What? The mocking religion train. Toot toot. Yes, Chris B. We are the mocking religion train. Get on it and mock with us. We are products of our environment. Do you believe what is around you? Some of it. Hey, oh, golden nut. Yes, we are all products of our environment. I can't really argue with that. Peace out, Chris V. Love you. Thanks for being here. Click, clack, dick, dack, dick, doc, blick, block, some religion ho. Were they religious? I don't know. I thought they were just talking about doing something sacrilegious, right? Bathing yourself in female blood. I don't know. I was evocative. It was all caps, and she told me to wash myself in her female blood, which brings to mind some things. But I'm not squeamish, my friend. Some religious holidays do have good food. Yeah, I don't. Religious holidays are the only really good thing about religion. Even if they stole those holidays, at least it comes around. It's time for a party because it's Christmas. We make some cookies. We roast a ham. We roast a fucking turkey. We have some victuals. And we party. We smoke our weed. We drink our freaking whiskey. So yeah, religious holidays are really the only good thing that religion has going on. And so here come the J-Dubs. They're going to take that out, right? What a dour, disgusting place that must be. A religion with no holidays, no birthdays, no nothing, man. And I told you guys that like the God Council, the governing body of the JWs has a TikTok. Look it up. It's called governing __ body _ of JW, something like that. It is like 6 old men like this and a tableau on their friggin' bio. So there isn't a creator. Did I say that? I don't know there's not a creator. I don't know there's not 10 creators or 1,000 creators, and you don't know that there's not a flying spaghetti monster and anything else. There's no evidence for it. The evidence does not lead there. If there is a creator, they don't interact with us. So only a monkey would act like there was a creator because of ancient books. People help each other too. It's a community. Yeah, of course. And again, our morality comes from our shared sense of empathy that we have. And a society decides what morality, what moral set of codes are right for it through laws, through voting, and through whatever. And they decide that that's what's right for that society. And if you don't like it, you can move to a different society. If I think America's too immoral, I can move to Saudi Arabia, maybe, or someplace like that where they have a different morality, where they think it's moral to cut people's hands off for stealing, or to stone women in the street for using a cell phone, or to kill your sister because she showed herself on social media. That's a different morality, my friend. But it comes from God too, So how is there an objective morality, and how is the God of any of the Abrahamic faiths moral? He's not. Religion is the basis for those laws, and morality, no, it's not. You can think it is, and maybe it used to be, and maybe it is in Pakistan, but it's not. Humanism, post-enlightenment values are the basis for most of our laws. Unfortunately, in America, some of them still have underpinnings of religion, and that's where we get fuzzy with the separation of church and state. Christians think the 10 Commandments was the first sign of morality. About honoring your parents if your parents are axe murderers. What's moral about honoring your parents if your parents don't honor you, right? Honor your children. And that's not my idea. I heard that somewhere else, but honoring your children should more likely be a commandment than honor your parents. Half the time your parents don't know shit. Nobody needs religion to be a good person. If you do, you've got bigger problems. No, my morality is not based on religion. Again, which religion are you talking about? The religion of the Aztecs, where human sacrifice was considered moral and good. G'day, mate. How are you? Thank you. Thanks for loving my bids. I love making them. I wish I had more time. I'd probably get a few more out, but I try to make sure that they're good when I do it. And I'm not that guy who puts my life in the videos. You learn, if you watch my lives, you learn a lot about me. But I see some of these creators put like all kinds of just personal shit. Like, yeah, I'm going to the store today, buying some Twinkies for the kids, and maybe I'll pick up some air freshener for the car and some dog food that I'm out of. And so I'm here I am. Do people find that interesting? I'm just asking. Would it help me on my channel to like include stuff that's not anti-religious? I feel like we want to stay streamlined on the Atheist Underground to really being anti-theist and atheistic in content. But let me know if you think that that's a thing. Maybe I'll put a little bit more personal shit in my videos. I see people do that a lot of people, and a lot of creators I like do that, and I don't necessarily love those videos necessarily, but I think maybe it works for them. How long have I been an atheist? Since I was 20 or so. I'm 57. You weren't taught morality. Yeah, I was taught morality by religious parents, you know. So, but that the morality they get didn't come from the Christian Bible. There's no morality there. Have you read it? They thought that they're indoctrinated to think that religion gave them morality, when really morality comes from the fact that they don't want someone punching them in the teeth when they're walking down the street, so they're not going to punch people in the teeth when they walk down the street. Have I heard of Junko jeans? No. What's a Junko jean? Richard Hitchens, what's up, mate? What are your thoughts on morality plus being products of our environment? Not sure what that means, but what we call morality is inherent. Yeah. Yes, Jinko. You know what Jinko is, Jay? I don't know what that is. Jinko was 90s cool. It's Jinko, not Junko. They left out a vowel. I wasn't brought up religious at all, but when I was, Scouts folk tried to get me. I just said no. But when you were Scouts, folks tried to get you to be religious. Just say no to religion. That should be our slogan. Thanks, Nancy Reagan. Just say no to fucking cults. Morality is entirely environmentally determined and completely subjective, depending on a demographic. Thank you. That's very well said. Free thinkers decide their fate. Viking way. Oh gosh, Shucky348. No preaching on the train. Josh Wilson Art, thanks for joining. Captain Sheen Bean. Captain Sheen Bean. Yeah, it would help if my comments were easier to read. Like, yeah, it's tough. I know when you're typing fast and you don't have a lot of characters. Bye, Shucky. Shucky, Bobucky, Banana, Fana, Fucky, Fee, Fi, Momucky. Shucky, you banned, you blocked, you kicked off the train. Matt in the Hat, what's up, bud? I didn't see you here. You're directly related to Leif Erikson. Speaking of Vikings, are you really? You can trace that lineage, man? That's cool as hell, dude. Not sure how that's like. Is it the lineage like? Is it there from Leif Erikson's day that you could like follow that? Tell us more about that. That's cool. I wish I could trace my lineage to a Viking. Too damn short to be an actual Viking, I think. No offense, but you remind me of my grandfather back when I was a kid. He had model railway. Man, hey, you're not even a kid anymore, and I still remind you of your grandfather? Damn, I must be old. Yeah, what about Odin and the Viking way? See, I think that Americans live the Viking way. I think and I've said this before, we should have Beowulf as our god. The Saxon poem, the Saxon legend, Beowulf, who died fighting a creature that no one else would face. Hero's ethic, the warrior ethic of die with valor is to die with honor. That's the American ethos, not a peace-loving, turn the other cheek, barefoot, wandering ascetic, preaching love and tolerance. That's not how Americans want to live. We want to live being, heroes, bigger than life, with a gun in our hand. We're not afraid to face the terrorists and drive that plane right into the ground. So why do we pay lip service to Christianity? It's an embarrassment. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what Jesus would do in this fucking country. My cousin is a genealogist, so there's room for bias and exaggeration, but I like to believe. Yeah, why not, man? If somebody told me that, I'd believe it. West Cole, Rio 12-1, Black Sheep 93. Atheism is the answer to one question. That's right. People far too romanticize Scandinavians. Viking was a job. Most Scandinavians were farmers, for example. What's your job? I'm just a fisherman. I'm not cool enough to be a Viking. Is that true? Cat lady, non-crazy cat lady, is Viking a job? We're not all Scandinavians Vikings in Viking culture. If you were a potato farmer or a boat maker or a Carpenter. Were you not a Viking? Did you have to be of the warrior class to be a Viking? Y'all don't want to what? Jay Doobie Wooby, what's up? Jackie, what's up? You like potatoes? Who doesn't like potatoes? Lemons are rummy. Okay. I love that. Railroad engineer, but my whistle is cooler. Is it? That's cool. Yeah, mine was just a Amazon special. You make me miss Southeast Wisconsin. Yeah, you know, it's all right here sometimes. It's man, is it fucking hot right now. Oh, it's like a damn oven. I am also fond of potatoes. True, it's true. Viking was a profession. Well done. It was the profession where you got to just take shit and get paid well because you like looted silver from a fucking monastery on the coast of England. Sheep started thinking for yourselves. For themselves? Oh, sheep start thinking for yourselves. Yes, damn it. Think for yourselves. Vagot is like 110. What are you talking about, Nikolai? What's my favorite food? Indian curries and sushi and crab legs. My favorite foods. You can do just about anything with potatoes, include make one of those cool ass potato guns, right? And shoot the fucking pieces of potato. Yeah, potatoes are good, man. Potatoes have sustained many folk to the point where they relied on it too much, and when the famine came, they didn't have anything. Thanks, man. I do make great Indian food. I appreciate that, Nikolai. Nikolai's had my Indian food, man. And I do. I love to cook more than just Indian food, but yeah. I don't like going out to restaurants all the time. I just don't like sitting in someone else's space with service that may or not be good. So I tend to try to mimic my favorite restaurant food at home. And sushi is one of those things I'm not going to do. So I'll go out for sushi. But stuff like Indian curry, I got Thai curry on the stove right now. When I'm done with this, I'm going to go eat some Thai, nice masamun curry with some seafood in it. Oh, Vegas is 110 degrees. Yeah, you got it bad there too, don't you? And I was just in Carolina, and it was like a little bit hotter than here, but it's mostly the same. In summertime, it gets bad. It's 90 degrees with like 150% humidity here, and it was down there. It was like 101 degrees with 160% humidity. Maganer 245. No preaching on the train. What did he say? He said, "Hello, Akbar." No, he's not. Bye now. Thank you. Yeah, especially with COVID. Eat at home. Anyone feel special nowadays? Anyone want to feel special nowadays? Goes atheists. Really silly wake up guys. Vladimir Lenin was an atheist, so what's your point? M. Tally joined. What's up? Yeah, a lot of people in the past were atheists because there were smart people then too. It's not exclusive to modern times. Did you accept that offer to go on that large online show? I will go on. You talking about Hamza's Den? I'll go on Hamza's Den when they give me some notice. They act like everybody's unemployed, and I can just like fucking grab a link and go whenever they send me a link. And I wish the guy World Dawa, they seem pretty cool, and the guy's goofy enough so that I would go on just to try to talk over him, because he's one of these guys that just talks over people and thinks that he's making a point. But I'm not afraid to try to do that. So I might go on that one. So I actually have accepted. If that's the one you're talking about, they can't get their shit together to give me enough notice and like make a plan. Like, Thursday night we're gonna go live. We'll send you the link. That's how it's done. I think Einstein was atheist. Yeah, Einstein was agnostic. He made that well known. He didn't call himself an atheist. He was agnostic. Smart people never need to prove it. I thought Einstein was Jewish. You can be Jewish and be an atheist. Right? We've been through that. Culturally, people are Jewish. Most modern educated Jews are atheistic. I've met very few Jews in my life that really believe that God was real. If they are, they're generally conservative or Orthodox. Don't make fun of other religions. Don't tell me what to do. I'll make fun of every religion under the sun if I want to. Why do theists come on atheist lives? Yeah, who knows, man? Because it upsets them so much that we exist. Really, it makes them doubt their religion more. You know, they're like, if this many people could really doubt what I believe so sincerely, then I'm kind of doubting it too. And so they need to get on here. And I don't care if you make fun of me. I don't give a shit if you make fun of me. Make fun of me. I'm a short, bald white man. What's not to make fun of? Make fun of Mormons? Yeah, the Mormonians, man. What a bunch of fucking goofs, man. They send around these punks to the door, you know, and they're like, hey, can I talk to you about it? I'm like, you got the wrong dude, man. Yeah, anybody who can believe that a guy who was already convicted of being a con man dug up golden plates with words on them that only he saw, and like he showed them to his buddies who like agreed with him to tell the story, but then he had to bury the plates back because God didn't want them, you know, exposed. You know, anybody who could believe that that was real is an idiot, non pariah. I mean, you have to be the stupidest, most gullible, naive piece of shit ever. I don't know what this dude had going on. He must have had charisma in spades to get people to believe that bullshit after he was already a con man. So yeah, you know, the Mormon Church, you know, they've done well for themselves. They all have money, apparently. Nearly every MLM is based in Utah. That can't be by accident. What's an MLM? I'd like to think most atheists wear masks and take vaccine. Probably most. I wouldn't say all by any stretch, but probably most. Most atheists aren't science deniers. To not take the vaccine is to deny simple virology. You know, if our forebears had thought that way, we'd still have polio and smallpox and measles and shit. And here we are. We have anti-vaxxers who are against those vaccines for all the wrong reasons based on a false study. And now that shit's coming back. And now we got this shit piling on. So who the hell knows? Oh yeah, multi-level marketing. Yeah, for real. That sounds like a kid on the playground who claims he found a two-headed snake and won't show anyone. Muslim lives matter or Mormon lives matter. MLM. Multi-level marketing was what we were looking for, based in Utah, because yeah, the Mormon Church just a giant pyramid scheme like all of it, right? What do they have, like $4 billion hidden? Talk about tax the church. We could solve world hunger if they just taxed the fucking Mormonians. I left under the banner of heaven at my work, and my Mormon boss left the church. What do you mean, Kate? I left under the banner of heaven, in quotation marks, at work, and my Mormon boss left the church. I'm not sure what that means. Thanks for the mics, Matt. Appreciate you, bro. I'm culturally Jewish and agnostic. I meant that Einstein was culturally Jewish. Yeah, he was culturally Jewish, clearly. That's you know, and he probably grew up believing in God until he got to the point where he learned too much about the universe. You can look up his quotes on his agnosticism. Do you think anti-vax are a death cult? Well, you know, Christianity is a death cult, and it kind of goes hand in hand, right? I take it when the vaccinated are catching COVID and spread it. Yeah, so why even try, right? Why just give up? Is that your theory? I mean, they've always said that it's not 100%. It's going to lessen your symptoms. I got a buddy who still can't breathe right, and he had it 7 months ago, and he still can't breathe right from it. It's fucking horrible. It's a nasty, shitty disease that no one wants. Why wouldn't you get a vaccine? Well, it's free. Why the fuck wouldn't you get it? The only reason not to get it is because you have a conspiracy theory that there's something bad in it, or the government's trying to track you, which the government's simply not together enough to do that. They're not. It's not really the government pushing it. It's the worldwide scientific community. To think that the vaccine is a hoax, you have to think that every scientist and every medical professional, not everyone, but damn near, across the world is complicit in a conspiracy. Wouldn't you like to see that email thread? Okay, today we're going to lie about this point about the virus, and that goes to every doctor in every country in the fucking world, and they all got to be on board with it. It's unthinkably stupid. How can you convince people of something that don't trust evidence? You can't, because our brains are hardwired to double down on our beliefs, especially when they are confronted by evidence that contradicts them. People's brains will double down on their irrational beliefs when they are confronted with evidence. They just don't like it's something about our brains, and there's a reason why. Nick might be able to tell us. And we did an interview with a neuroscientist who explained, the way that we've evolved, and it's a protection thing in some ways, and I can't really explain it now. But yeah, that's a real thing. People will deny actual evidence if it contradicts their firmly held beliefs. My FBI agent that tracks me gets super bored. How about it, man? I mean, the guy who follows me's got to be like, dude, really, this dude again? That's why they don't watch any contradict. Yeah, they don't. They don't want to see it. What made me an atheist? Brains. Thank you, Snake Eyes. Why do I love being proved wrong? And probably because you got a brain that loves to learn. I mean, scientists love being proved wrong. That means they have more work to do, and they get off on that. That's all part and parcel of being a good skeptic, is enjoying finding out that you were wrong about something and learning something. EM Tally, give you a toot. Grew up as a missionary kid. As an adult, I don't believe it. A journey to get there, but worth it. Yeah, well, you probably got a decent world education in religion and colonialism if you were a missionary. Sorry about that. That had to be tough in some ways. Missionary work is disgusting. Honestly, it's one of the great evils in the world, is people who go to other countries and try to convince them that their religion isn't as good as this one. How is it possible that our crazy brains just came by chance? There has to be a creator to create that. No, there doesn't. You rock. You truly are a good guy. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't know if I really am. Sometimes I'm a scumbag, but I appreciate that. I do. I care about everybody. I really love everybody that I meet until they give me a reason not to. And I'm too trusting sometimes. Missionary work is colonizing. Yeah, it is. It's just sick. Missionary work makes me ill. Evolution is a beautiful thing. It's thanks for telling them that. It's billions. Anything that can happen eventually will over billions of years. People can't get their head around that. They're like, billions of years, that means hundreds, right? Is that what billions means? This can't all be by chance, really? Over a billion and billions of years, and multiple billions of years. If you can't get your head around evolution over that scale of time, I don't know what else to tell you. It has to be just some magic man in the sky who snapped his fingers and everything came to be. That's got to be the reason. Yeah, the brain is a survival mechanism. It's true. The thing I like least about missionary work is you don't get helped until. Is that right? Like I feel like there's some missionaries who do just go out and do altruistic work and do good work, and Doctors Without Borders style, without demanding that you take on the religion. But here Sash 3187 is saying that you don't get helped until you take on their religion, and that's a cynical take on it. And I always figured it was a combination, right? Like, you're altruistic for a while, you go and you build bridges and and then you're like, hey man, come see what we got for you on Sunday, and then they kind of surreptitiously slip it in there. I never got the feeling that it was like, well, we got a soup kitchen here and you can have some as long as you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Oh no, you're still gonna pray to your Zimbabwe God? Sorry, you're going hungry tonight. Go on another baboon hunt, my native friend. I never got the impression that it was like that, but if it really is like that on any level at all, that's just disgusting. That's disgusting. First of all, those religions are just as valid as this idiot one that we've all been indoctrinated into in the West, if not more so. They're definitely more interesting, more fun, more cool, but this awful, maudlin, morbid death cult of Christianity, fear and guilt-based Abrahamic religions. And I got through chapter 5 of the Quran last night, and I read it all at once. 167 verses of absolute bullshit. Again, over and over and over. Chapter 5 is called Cattle. Had like 2 verses about cattle. Got it. Came back to the end about what you can eat, which was in an earlier chapter, which like bounces around. Like, there's no consistency to the storytelling. It's just like, this is what he blabbed about this day. Somebody wrote it down, and then it's just like random, repetitive, boring. Most of what it was about was not putting other gods with God. Most of Surah 5 was about not giving God any peers, right? And you're definitely going to hell if you give God any peers, if you like place any other entity on God's level. God's not even going to help you when that happens. You're done. You're cooked. And that's what it was all about. And I couldn't help thinking, is that a slam on Christianity? Because Islam denies that Jesus was God, and if you believe Jesus was God, you're not Muslim, and then a grave punishment awaits you, as I've learned over and over and over and over in the incredible slog that is the Quran. Xi Jinping is atheist and will destroy America and all the atheists in it. It's a wonderful thing. All right. Yeah, most people who grew up in communist China are atheists. Generally, their authoritarianism doesn't have much to do with atheism. I love it when people bring up that Stalin was an atheist. Pol Pot was an atheist. Those people were authoritarians and dictators. They were atheists because they understood that religion is a unifying force, right? They understood that the people could unify behind religion, get solidarity, and fight the government that way, and they didn't want that. So they took that unifying force away from people. If there's one thing you can say about religion, it's that, right? It can bring people together. But they are still doing good work, but they expect something in return. Yeah, missionaries, back to that. Yeah, and I think most missionaries think that they're really helping out because they're saving people's souls for God too. They're like saving people from burning in hell. These poor people they'd never heard of Jesus before, and Jesus came for everybody. The Christian universalism is a real curse on the planet. It didn't used to be like that. Religions would accept other religions as being valid for their believers, just as your religion was valid for you. So your God existed in your religion, and when you died, you went to your God and not mine. But Christian universalism changed all that. The idea that Christ came for everybody on the planet, and that everybody needed to hear about it and be converted in order to be saved. It was a fairly new concept in religious history, and one that I think does a disservice to the planet by destroying cultures. Right? We're losing. We've already lost countless native faiths, native mythologies that we could be studying and getting a chuckle from and loving, and realizing that they're just as valid as the idiotic one that we all believe because we happen to have been born in the West. What did I am Charles Martel going about? What does he need to chill about? I miss him. Doesn't matter. They're still atheists and will destroy America. If they destroy America, it's because America's let itself get stupid. And you might be right. China might destroy America. It's because we don't give a fuck about learning anymore, and they do. Right? Their kids are all getting straight A's. They care about technology. They care about advancement. They care about achieving, and we care about God, guns, and Trump, and unsustainable mythologies spun as truth. But thanks for getting yourself blocked. Was that him? I saw somebody getting blocked. Do you believe that Muhammad, Islam's prophet, existed? I believe he existed. There is a growing group of people who think that he didn't exist and that he was mythicized or historicized, or an amalgam of people maybe put together as one. But to me, his exploits were pretty well documented. His writings, or his dictations, I should say, and he did some stuff, and people wrote about him. So I don't know. I guess I'm not really qualified to say that, but I've always assumed that Muhammad was real. Get fit, praise. What's up? I'm rolling back through the comments here. Yeah, dictators being atheists is only relevant because the ignorant want to assume causation. Thank you. The Balrog speaks. The demon of the ancient world. You shall not pass, Balrog. Bring people together, but not in the best ways. I'm only an atheist because I read the Bible. That's a great reason to be an atheist. And who hasn't been there, right? Reading the Bible makes more atheists than it does religious people. I'm firmly convinced of that. If you read the whole Bible and you still come out Christian or Jewish, then you got cognitive issues, my friend. You like that impression again? Oh, thanks, man. Who doesn't love Lord of the Rings, man? I watch those movies anytime. Jeffrey Dahmer was Christian. There you go. He would have eaten the flesh, the body, and the blood of Christ if he could have, and then had sex on the corpse. A lot of wounds for him to have sex with, Jeffrey Dahmer. I think Muhammad actually lived and walked, not sold on Jesus. Yeah, that's basically where I am on that. The road to atheism is paved with fully read religious text. Yeah, good one. Exennial meme lord. I remember you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Exactly. Most biblical stories premises are copied and adapted from older religions. Yeah, of course they are. It's not even a new one, man. Remember when they used to think that? They used to think that the Hebrew Bible was the oldest book in the world. And then they found the Sumerian tablets, right? The Enuma Elish and the Epic of Gilgamesh, and they find they're like, maybe we need to rethink this. Yeah, and clearly, and the Hebrew scholars who wrote the Bible, they used those older creation myths and spun it to their audience. Period. This is common knowledge. This is not like something we're making up as atheists. This is what happened, and Christian people went on believing. The archaeologists who were Christian who went and found this stuff, they just adapted their beliefs. It's not about biblical literalism. This kid was like talking to me about how the Bible was it had the most historical evidence. It was the most historically proved. I'm like, the whole fucking book of Genesis has been disproven. What are you on about, buddy? Whatever you're drinking, let me have some of it. Judeo-Christianity based on pagan rituals. Yes, indeed. Everything is based on the cool-ass pagans. Jesus was a studied rabbi. Of course, he knew the old laws. I'm not even sure if we know that Jesus was a studied rabbi. Muhammad didn't know how to write or read, so he can't be the one who wrote the Quran. It's someone else. Yeah, he did. He dictated the Quran. He gave speeches, and people were inspired by his charisma, and so they wrote down what he was saying because he couldn't write. But hey, I'm not an authority. I'd be happy to learn that Muhammad was completely made up. Truth about Islam. Hi, man. That's why I refer to them as goat herders' guide to the galaxy. That's pretty good. The goat herders. Thanks for the perfume. I smell good now. Jeffrey Dahmer became Christian to make himself look good. Does that make you look good to be a Christian? I don't get that feeling anymore. I thought he was a carpenter as a teacher. Yeah. Was he a rabbi or a carpenter? Or was he both? He was a rabbi who was good with wood. Yeah, he almost certainly wasn't a carpenter. In an area of the world with very few trees, there were stonemasons, who made houses and furniture out of stone. But carpenter, and carpenter is a Western construct to spin Jesus as working class. The good old carpenter. He had a Lucky Strike hanging off his lip while he was banging planks and nails. No, he wanted to make himself look changed. What, in prison he became Christian? We talking about Jeffrey Dahmer still? That's what they used to say. Christians are imagine sitting on a stone sofa. I imagine sitting on a sofa stoned. I know that feeling. About the carpenter thing, you were being facetious. Yeah. The Quran's interpretation is dependent on scholars to determine its overall message. Yeah, I love how you put scholars in quotes. Man, that's awesome. What do you know about the Gnostics? Not a lot. Early Christian cults were the Gnostics, who believed that there was a Gnostic means knowledge, right? And the Gnostics believed that there was a truth behind the fantasy and the writing, and if you gained key to that, if you gained that knowledge, then you're on your way. But that came quickly into conflict with Christians who wanted to sell Christ as a deity. and the Gnostics were squashed. I don't really know. I'm talking shit. I don't really know. I know a little bit about the Gnostics. My guy Miguel Connor from he's really, really into Gnosticism. And he used to have a podcast. I don't know if anybody know what the hell was the podcast called about Gnosticism. Gatch Rocket Scientist. Mike, yes, I am old. Mr. Shaw in 979. Appreciate you, man. Thanks everybody for being here. It's already 9:30 here in the East. What is paganism? Is it Norse or paganism is a general term. You know, Norse paganism is particular to Norse mythology, but paganism is a general term for people who predated monotheism. I think paganism describes a lot of different older religions. And to me, it's not a great term. It's like calling somebody a heathen or, you know, a pagan. They could refer to a lot of different things. Yeah, there were different pagans all over. That's basically true. That's why I don't think it's a very good description. Pagans, you know, different tribes from around the world would have been described as pagans by early monotheists. Isn't deism a fancy word for agnostic? No, deism is people who really believe there's a God who created this universe and then moved on and has nothing further to do with it, because clearly there's no supreme deity guiding us or interacting with us or sending his messages down firsthand or delivering a book of rules for us all or caring about kids with cancer or caring that someone gets diddled in church when they were just trying to go put a couple coins in the offering plate and then they come up molested. Clearly there's no God that interacts with us, but if you want to believe that a God created the world, then you're a deist. Deism was a fashionable philosophical stance to have post-Enlightenment. And that's why all the founders who were highly educated were deists. If they weren't mainline Protestants coming from Anglicanism and Puritanism into the other denominations, Dutch Reform and Presbyterianism and Congregationalism and First Baptist from the North, if you weren't one of those, you were likely a deist. If you went to Harvard in 1750, that was the fashionable philosophy to have, because they didn't have Darwin's knowledge. They didn't have Larry Krauss's knowledge or Neil deGrasse Tyson's knowledge of the universe. They only had what they knew up to that point. And so there was no reason for them to really deny a creator. That still made sense. But what made more sense was that creator didn't interact with us. So deism as that, you know, the clockmaker God is the way it's described, as a God who makes an intricate universe, sets it on the shelf, and then moves on and fucks off to another project. Makes more sense philosophically, but it's not agnosticism. Agnosticism just means you don't know whether you believe. I don't know whether I believe in God. I waffle on it. That's agnosticism. So yeah, different. Yes, read the Quran sincerely and you will know it's the truth, but it's your choice to become Muslim. If you read the Quran sincerely and that makes you know it's the truth, then you're brain dead. Because I'm reading the Quran sincerely right now, and it's ludicrous. It's a ridiculous piece of work. I was expecting at least like some inspired prose or some like interesting proverbs. So far, it's utterly ridiculous, repetitive, boring, derivative, based on Jewish law. The thing I took from Surah 5 was that at least 3 or 4 times it's mentioned that God will harden the heart of certain people. It's like God's will to harden the heart of atheists so that they don't believe. So if God knows who he's going to let believe and who he's not going to believe, and then he's going to punish the ones who don't believe because he made their heads hard so they wouldn't believe, then it's all God's fault, right? Yeah, sorry. I'm glad that you think it's inspired and that you take some pleasure from it, but so far the Quran is an embarrassment, honestly. Sincerely, he means don't apply. Yeah, your critical thinking. Yeah, misogynistic. Yeah, for sure, misogynistic. It says right in it that God created man superior to women. There's literally a verse. Did a video about it. There's literally a verse in it that says God made man superior to women because of the gifts he gave man. And so, you know, that tells you right there that the book has no validity at all. Yo, what's poppin', Radical Dimes? Jews, Christians, Muslims all believe in the same God. Yes, it all comes from the same God tradition. Abrahamic tripe is tripe. Yeah, for sure. I like this guy, Balrog. Who is this guy? Do you even believe God exists? Of course not. This is an atheist channel. No, we don't believe God exists. There's no reason to believe God exists. The only reason to believe God exists is because you were brainwashed and you were indoctrinated. Read the Quran front to back. I'm going to. I want to be an informed critic, so I'm reading it. It's so far only confirmed what I already knew. That the book was made by men, for men, about men, and has no bearing on any truth of a supreme being at all. What about Salem? What about Salem? Is that a TV show I should be watching? What about Salem? It's where the home of the COS is, right? Church of Satan. Salem, Massachusetts, we're talking about the witch trials and stuff. What about it? Atheist grew up in a religious bubble, and I struggled letting my kids navigate their own belief. Oh, yeah, that's tough. All you can do is make sure that you teach them critical thinking skills. They'll get there, you know, and expose them to as many religions and religious ideas and philosophical ideas as you can, you know. It is. It's a total sausage fest. You can feel the sausage fest with Muhammad spewing his venom to a group of men, his misogyny, his homophobia, his hate of apostates. I do that all the time, and non-believers, right? And just constant threatening. A grave chastisement awaits the non-believer. A severe punishment awaits. For lo, God is all knowing and God is all wise. Yeah, all right, get to a different point. You know, we only need to read that once to know that that's what you thought. Yeah, if God does exist, he's a douche, and we need to kick him in his nutsack when we see him. I'm into real Satanism. Are you? Cool. Hot Pocket, Hot Patrol. Who likes a Hot Pocket? Not me. Too much processed food in America. I like to make fresh food as much as I can. I don't do that great at it, but I try. Exactly. Not written by God, but by men who choose which scriptures were included to favor them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly so. L. Ron Hubbard, Trump proves people. L. Ron Hubbard, Trump proves people will believe anything it feeds their egos. And is that you saying that is one name, L. Ron Hubbard, Trump? Well, of course, all prayer is self-centered. It's the only thing prayer is good for. No shit, Sherlock. What's up? Is to make the prayer, the person who prays, feel good. It's obviously ineffectual in any other way. Eat your pets, yeah. LaVeyan Satanism is for posers. Okay. I'm okay with that. You might be right. Atheists don't believe in Satan. Yeah, true that. Not Satan. Anchor Joe, 71. Thanks for joining, my friend. Satanism teaches you to worship yourself. Yeah, basically. You know, at least improve yourself, enjoy yourself, and not be guilty about pleasure. That's the stupidest thing about the Abrahamic faith, isn't it? This guilt over pleasure. Who made that up? If it feels good, it must be wrong in the eyes of God. Whoever made that idea up, I want to go back in time and beat them in their fucking head. What is wrong? As long as you're not hurting anybody, what is wrong with pleasure? Pleasure yourself. Pleasure yourself in the afternoon sun. Pleasure yourself at night before you fall asleep. Pleasure yourself wherever you want, as long as you're not infringing on someone else's right to not see your parts. There's a new character out. There's a new character. Did you know? Shit, sure, I get the hat and point out obvious comments. Yeah, right. That's not bad. Somebody's got that handle though. That was somebody's name. No shit, Sherlock. Wouldn't feel right stealing it. There would be a lot less hate and murder if people work. There would be a lot less hate and murder if people work on amusing and pleasuring themselves. They pleasured themselves in the barn this afternoon, and they must pay the price for their sinfulness. Inclusion is beautiful. Inclusion is beautiful. Thank you for joining. Love you so much. Block the lies in Islam, dude, already. Do Did you create yourself? Oh, is he back already? Did you create yourself, or you was created from nothing, or did you create the skies and earth? Yes, I didn't create myself. My parents did the nasty, and they created them. They created me. All right. Or was I created from nothing? No. Again, my parents created me. I was created from an egg and a sperm, which then became a zygote, right? And then a blastocyst, and then it's been a while for me. But did I create the skies and earth? Yes, that part I did. I did create the skies and earth. Do you like them? The atheist underground is gone. Thank you, my friend. If I was God, things would be different. I'll tell you what. Wildheart 666 on YouTube. What's up, Wildheart? Thanks for joining. He's a YouTube stalwart. Glad for everybody who's here on YouTube. We appreciate you. We're gonna keep doing it until YouTube grows to the point where we can take our devices and go live from the street. But we need 1,000. Can you believe? Still don't have 1,000 on YouTube. Come on, man. Nice work, man. I really like to play stuff. So I do. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Once in a while I throw some rain in there for you. Some thunder. Hope you don't get hurt by the lightning, but it happens very rarely. But no one's perfect. Richard Hitchens is back. Choo choo, says slow mo. Written in French. I love slow mo. Spelled in French. I feel like somebody's sneaking up on me back there. The lightning is beautiful, but don't touch it. Don't touch it. Sidazam Arbika. CD Esamamir Baika. I'm a Buddhist. Thoughts on Buddhism? Yeah, Buddhism is cooler than the Abrahamic faiths. That's for sure. Unfortunately, organized Buddhism has its issues, just like all organized religions, with molestation in temples and abuse of children and their own hate and bigotry. I mean, isn't Myanmar Buddhist violence? Maybe I'm wrong about that, but as a philosophy, Buddhism is cool to me. It makes a lot more sense than the Abrahamic faiths, and it's basically an atheistic religion. The woo and the supernatural shit can't really get behind, but I like to meditate myself. Any advice for the atheist who has a crippling of not existing? Any advice for the atheist who has a crippling fear of not existing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to die either, man. It's not a fun thought, and it's not easy. I get the comfort myth, the desire to have a myth for comfort. I get the appeal of religion. I really do. But that doesn't make it real. And I'm a realist and I'm a pragmatist, and we're gonna have to deal with our crippling fear of not existing. It's just FOMO, man. You don't want to miss out. But let me tell you what: once you're dead and gone, you're not gonna have that fear. So the fear is irrational. I'm afraid to tell you, but you're not alone, buddy. Who's your favorite atheist in the debate world right now? I don't watch those debates. I really don't. I got no time for that shit. It bores me. So I don't even know how to answer that. I always love Aaron Ra though. Whenever I've seen him debate, I know him, and so I've seen his, and I love the way he breaks down creationist bullshit. So I'll give you my guy Aaron Ra for that. Hang out under a banyan tree, right? Yeah, man. Get fat, have big earlobes. My Buddhism is dialectical, realist, and materialist, so no spirituality here. That's cool. That's cool. My internet keeps freezing you, and it's freezing you. Work with the weirdest face. That's trippy, man. Death is a release from pain and suffering. When my father passed, it was a gift for him. Yeah, the older we get, the more we understand that, and you don't want to die when you're young. You don't want the thought of dying is no good to you when you're young, but by the time you're old, you get used to that, and you're like, this is getting ugly, and I wish I could just be released from the shittiness of getting old. Could you spell his name Roth? You're talking about Aaron Ra, ARONRA. Aaron Ra. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Rob, do you find the Holy Bible better than the Quran? I find it more interesting. At least it's got stories in it. So far, the Quran is just rambling shit. There's not even any like parables or fables, or it's just like he refers to the book. He's always talking about. And remember when Abraham, and God sent you Abraham to tell you this, and then God sent Noah, and God sent Jesus, and God sent Jonah, and God sent he like talks about the Bible all the time, but the Quran doesn't have any of its own so far. I'm only a little bit into it, but so far it just at least it's the Bible had interesting parts. Everybody loves Song of Solomon. Everybody loves Proverbs, right? Who doesn't love Proverbs? It's like a little Tao Te Ching in a few pages. It's got some great shit in there. So far, the Quran's got nothing. But I will say about the Quran is at least it says it's the Word of God. Right in the beginning, it starts out as like, this is the Word of God. If the Bible wanted to have some a little more credibility in that regard, maybe they would have thrown that in. But the fact that it was a million books cobbled together over the centuries, none of those books really says that. The following is the entire Word of God. No, it didn't work out like that. So I got to give the Quran a win on that one. At least it has the balls to say it's the Word of God. Except for all the violence, other disgusting things, it's pretty good fiction. The Bible, yeah, I mean parts of it are unreadably bad. Yeah, Psalms isn't bad to read. Do you think Muhammad is a wise man? How could you not? If he existed and he did what he did, smarter than a lot of us. Any thoughts on Charlie Watts? I love Charlie Watts. I love questions like that, man. He's still alive, right? He's got to be like, he's like the oldest Stone, even when they were young, he looked old compared to the rest of them. But Charlie Watts, proven to have more perfect time. His sense of time, his rhythm, better than any drummer. That's true. I don't know if he was a better drummer than any drummer, but his sense of time studied against Bonham, Ringo Starr, a few other idiots, and he had the best timing. I heard that. There is no point of anyone asking you about anything religious. You don't even believe in God. What? That's silly. Why not? I can have an opinion on religion if I don't believe in God. Religion is man-made. We all can have an opinion on religion. And my opinion on religion is it's a net negative on society. Some religions more negative than others. I'll leave you to figure out which one I'm talking about. Truth of Islam. You can make a guess. I think a pillar of salt because we have salt in our tears and in our system. Yeah, who knows? And who knows the cultural reference back then? If you were alive then, it might have made sense. Maybe a pillar of salt was like the most horrible thing you could be turned into. I don't know. Oh my God, the camera creating and designing. Are you really on that? We know how cameras get created. We've seen people make cameras. We've never seen anyone create a universe. There's no evidence. It's a bad analogy. Quit using it. Did he die? What? Is that? I was wondering. Oh, Charlie Watts died? Oh, moment of silence. Oh no, I did not hear that Charlie Watts died. That's brutal. Oh, and Truth About Islam finally muted. You're pretty respectful if hard-headed. That's horrible. I did not know that Charlie Watts died. Truth. Well, Danny Carey is up there too. He died today, says Nicole Aspnick. Died yesterday, says Snowy G's. A couple days ago. I'll have to look it up for myself, obviously. That's horrible. I can't believe I didn't see that. Who did I see died? Marky Post. That's who I noticed died from Night Court. Remember Marky Post? Yeah, I definitely had a crush on Marky Post in the 80s. Parents would always tell me, don't watch and look into atheism so much or you will become a disbeliever. Yeah, don't learn anything. Don't question your religion or you'll become a disbeliever. And you don't want that to happen. God forbid you actually learn anything that takes you away from God. And that's atheists believe in one less God than theists. Yeah, that's right. No shit, Sherlock. We love that title. Love that handle. No shit, Sherlock. Duchess of Florida. What's up, Duchess? The Vine. Somebody join. A risey join. Not questioning is how Mormons can fool them. Oh, not questioning is yeah. I mean, you have to. If that makes you happy, then don't question. If makes you thrilled at night and go to sleep and believe in fantastical things that have no evidence and are clearly derived of a mythology that has just no way to support it, can't stand up to questioning, can't stand up to any reason, any skepticism at all. It all starts crumbling apart when you try to break it down. I was told I was a heretic for asking honest questions. Yeah, well, that's how they get you, right? And then they're going to like threaten you with hell and all that kind of shit. Questions are cancer to religion. Yeah, they are. Even faster working than most cancers. Thank God I'm atheist. Yeah, that's a t-shirt, right? I study all beliefs and still serve my God. I think it's great to learn more. It is great to learn more knowledge. It's great to learn unlimited knowledge. And once you put a belief in a God, you're limiting the knowledge that you can learn at some point, right? You're always going to get to a point where, oh, well, but God created that, or God's behind that. And then you shut the door on further learning. So if you're comfortable with it, that's cool for you. Prayer helps me be comfortable. Whole millions suffer. Wild millions suffer. Yeah. Prayer helps the person who prays. That's the only person that can help. Makes them think they're doing something. Is true that the God is to an atheist is him or herself. It's what's true is that we don't believe in a God or gods. That's the only thing you can say about an atheist. It's the only thing it means. So maybe some people think that they're gods. Thanks, Nicole, for the TikTok money gun, whatever that was. That was sweet. My God's name is Steve. Me. Yeah, it's more of a Satanistic thing, I think, to treat yourself as God. Maybe. I mean, maybe, atheists, some atheists tend to be narcissistic, but so do some Christians. And, that happens everywhere. That's a psychological condition that isn't dictated by your religion. So I think some atheists probably think they're God. Joe, bless you. My God's name is Joe Pesci. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Your mother sucks big, giant elephant cocks in hell. My Joe Pesci impression. From Raging Bull. Maybe Martin Scorsese's greatest film. A fucking great film. If you don't love Raging Bull, you don't know anything about movies. Thank you for being so open. You really help those of us trying to come out. Thank you. I just get on here and blab. I'm really glad that, and thank everybody for watching and listening. I really, really appreciate it. It's really gratifying. That's for you, baby. LCBME. Look be me. Not sure what that means, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words. Mike Walker, don't listen to Ozzy was my Christian aunt's chant. What does that mean? Bo Burnham you like Bo Burnham? Talented kid. Got to give it to him. I'm not quite into him like some people are. People who don't like Martin Scorsese at all? What? That's nuts, man. It's not really blabbing. Thank you. You're sweet. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I feel like Marky Post died. Yeah. Maybe a couple of weeks ago, August 6th or something. I just saw it myself the other day and I was shocked. Only 70. Had her own problems with cancer, apparently. But yeah, that was sad because I remember she seemed like she was 35 and hot, and that was because it was 35 years ago. That's how time works. I know the kids are into Bo Burnham, yeah, she was cute and she was smart, you could see she had an intelligence behind her. Not one of those bimbos from 80s TV. Sin-free atheist is here. I didn't give you a shout out. Thanks, buddy. Can you believe Richard Dawkins is already 80? Yeah, I feel like Dawkins is he's on the Deadpool, right? He's got to be getting close. He had a stroke. You don't see him out there anymore. What is the probability for the existence of afterlife? Nearly zero. Out of all the gods, which one do you want to be real? I'd want the Greek gods. Yeah, I would take Dionysus. Wine, women, and song. Oh, suspended for harassment and bullying. Really? Oh, time to go anyway. Yeah, suspended until September 1st.
So a week.
Yeah, that's great. Harassment and bullying. I wonder who I bullied.
I don't know. Do you want to wrap it up on YouTube and we'll chat about
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, no, appreciated it. We made it till almost 10 anyway, so it was about time to crap out. But well, maybe my suspension here. Submit appeal. Yeah, that's bullshit. Who did I bully? Did I bully someone?
I don't know. Anyone on the chat did yeah. What do you guys think?
Could have been
crazy.
I don't know.
Can you see the comments now or no?
I can't see anything. Yeah, it fucking happened again. I almost made it to the end, right? I'm gonna go for 5 more minutes, man. What did I say? No,
I don't know.
Pussies. People were pushing my buttons though. A lot of like the Islam guy, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think that's probably.
I think we blocked him. Once you do that, I thought they couldn't really do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a dog. Somebody's coming in the building or something. I don't know. But thanks for joining us. If you're on YouTube, we love you. We appreciate you. And I guess it'll be back. I'll be back in a week on TikTok, and we'll go live Sunday here. If I'm not, we'll do the YouTube live. You coming around Sunday, Jay?
I'm planning on it. We gotta work out the details on, but yeah, I should be there.
Okay, cool. That'll be first time in a long time. We can work on some vids, and yeah, follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. People on YouTube, and go to Atheist Underground Gear at cafepress.com. Get your gear. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. And that'll do it for tonight, my friends. Anything else I forgot? Anything else I need to say?
No, that's it, man.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody. I love you long time.
Have a good night.
YouTube camera. Bye-bye. See you next time, people. All right.